We live in a world that idolizes revolution, not evolution. We are bombarded with stories of overnight success, radical 30-day transformations, and the idea that to change your life you need a heroic act, a massive explosion of willpower. And so, we try. On the first week of January, we promise to hit the gym for 2 hours a day. We start a new business and work 18-hour days. We decide to meditate for an hour every morning. What happens? Invariably, we break. The initial flame of motivation dies out, willpower is depleted, and we go back to square one, feeling even worse than before, convinced we don't have what it takes. But what if this entire approach is fundamentally flawed? What if the secret to building a truly unstoppable life, a life of continuous success and unshakable resilience, is not found in grand, unsustainable acts, but in daily whispers? What if the most powerful force in the universe is not the explosion, but the compound effect? Napoleon Hill, in observing the titans of industry, realized that their empires were not built in a single day of genius, but through a relentless accumulation of small daily advantages. They mastered what we can call the Hill method of the daily 1%. They understood that an unstoppable life is not something you achieve, it is something you accumulate. Today we are going to unlock this method. We will show you how an investment of just 1% of your daily focus on yourself, when done consistently, compounds into a power so overwhelming that success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Get ready to stop trying to move mountains and instead start building them, one small, powerful brick at a time. Before we dive into the practical steps, we need to understand the engine behind the method, the power of mental compounding. We all know the power of compound interest in finance. A single penny, if doubled every day, turns into over $10 million in just 24 days. It is an exponential force that defies our linear intuition. What most people fail to realize is that our focus operates under the same universal law. Your focus is your most precious capital. It is more valuable than your time, because the quality of your focus determines the quality of your time. It is more valuable than your money because your directed focus is what creates money. Every day you wake up with a certain amount of focus capital. The average person squanders this capital in 1,000 directions: worries about the past, anxieties about the future, social media notifications, others' drama, unimportant tasks. By the end of the day, their capital has been spent, but no real asset has been built. The Hill method of 1% reverses this logic. It proposes that before you give your focus to the world, you invest the first and best part of it in yourself. A 1% improvement in your clarity today doesn't just make you 1% better. It makes the other 99% of your day 1% more effective. Tomorrow, you start from a 1% stronger base, and the effect multiplies. In 1 year, a 1% daily improvement does not result in a 365% improvement. It results in an improvement of nearly 3,800%. You become an exponentially more powerful version of yourself. This is why consistency in small things is the secret of great lives. It is the invisible discipline that creates visible results. So how do we apply this? Focusing on yourself is a vague concept. The Hill method breaks it down into 3 practical, specific, daily investments. 3 1% actions, which combined take less than 15 minutes, but which, over time, build your unstoppable life. The first daily 1% investment is in clarity. Napoleon Hill stated that the primary reason people fail is their lack of a well-defined purpose. A mind without clarity is a mind adrift. Therefore, the first act of self-focus in your day is not to answer emails or check your phone. It is to sit in silence for 5 minutes and review your definite chief aim. Why is this so powerful? Because this daily 5-minute act tunes your reticular activating system, the gatekeeper of your brain. It tells your subconscious mind, this is what is important today. Filter out everything else, and show me only the people, ideas, and opportunities that will lead me toward this target. It's like programming your GPS before leaving the house. A driver who spends 5 minutes setting their destination saves hours of wrong turns and detours. Likewise, an individual who spends 5 minutes focusing on their purpose saves weeks, months, even years of wasted effort on activities that don't matter. This is not time lost. It is the best invested time of your day. It is the lever that moves. The other 99% of your time is your first daily deposit in the bank of mental clarity. The second daily 1% investment is in control. An unstoppable life requires a mind that is not easily hijacked by negativity, doubt, or distraction. You must be the guardian of your own mental garden, pulling the weeds before they take root. This second 5-minute investment is an exercise in active mental discipline. You can do this through a simple meditation. Sit, close your eyes, and just watch your thoughts go by, like clouds in the sky. When a thought of fear, worry, or self-criticism arises, you don't fight it. You simply acknowledge it, label it, that's a fear thought, and gently let it go, turning your focus to your breath or your purpose. What you are doing here is training the muscle of mental detachment. You're teaching yourself that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. Every time you consciously choose not to engage with a negative thought, you strengthen your ability to remain calm under pressure. You weaken the power that external circumstances have over your internal state. Think of this as the daily training of your mental immune system. You are building a resilience that will allow you to face criticism without flinching, challenges without crumbling, and failures as simple data for learning. This is your daily deposit in the bank of emotional control and inner peace. The third and final daily 1% investment is in conviction, and it is here, at this juncture, that the mind science of Hill meets the timeless wisdom of faith. Clarity gives you direction, control gives you stability, but it is conviction, absolute faith, that gives you the fuel to move mountains. Napoleon Hill was, in essence, decoding a universal principle that was articulated millennia before him. In Matthew 17:20, Jesus tells us, "For truly I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you." Notice the depth of this analogy in the context of our daily 1%. He didn't ask for a heroic, massive, mountain-sized faith. He asked for a faith that was small, concentrated, and full of potential, like a mustard seed. Your daily 1% investment in conviction is your mustard seed. It is the small, consistent act of faith that over time accumulates a power capable of moving the mountains of adversity in your life. But what does this faith look like in practice? The book of Hebrews, in chapter 11, verse 1, gives us the clearest instruction manual ever written. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Let's break this down. Assurance of things hoped for is not hope. Hope is passive. Assurance is an active mental state, a certainty. Conviction of things not seen. The word conviction here means evidence. Faith is the act of generating the emotional and mental evidence of a reality that is not yet physically manifested. And that, my friend, is exactly what Napoleon Hill called autosuggestion. Your final 5-minute investment of the day is an exercise in applied faith. It's not just about repeating words. It is about taking your purpose statement and, through your imagination, generating the proof and the assurance. Feel the gratitude of your goal already achieved. Feel the joy of your transformed life. Feel the pride of your success. These emotions are not fantasy. They are your evidence. They're your faith in action. You are telling your subconscious mind and the universe, the reality I choose is this one, and I already feel it as truth. By generating the feelings of success daily, you are becoming, at the deepest level of your being, the person who is capable of attracting and sustaining that success. You are aligning your energy with the energy of creation. You are demonstrating a faith that not only believes, but knows. Nothing is impossible. This is your daily deposit in the bank of indestructible faith, clarity, control, and conviction. 15 minutes a day. This is the Hill method, illuminated by timeless wisdom. Let's connect the dots. How do these 3 small daily deposits build an unstoppable life? Through the power of momentum. An unstoppable life is a life with tremendous momentum. Think of a freight train. To start moving, it requires an enormous amount of energy. But once it's in motion, once it has momentum, it becomes nearly impossible to stop. Your 1% daily focus on clarity ensures the train is always on the right track, heading in the right direction. Your 1% daily focus on control ensures there is no unnecessary friction, that energy isn't wasted on negativity and worry. And your 1% daily focus on conviction, on faith, is the divine coal you shovel into the furnace every single day, increasing the train's speed and power. Day after day, the momentum builds. Your decisions become sharper. Your resilience increases. Your self-confidence expands. Opportunities begin to appear, not by luck, but because your mind is now tuned to recognize them. Success ceases to be an arduous struggle and becomes a natural flow. You are no longer pushing the boulder up the mountain. You have become the avalanche that thunders down it, a force of nature. It's unstoppable. The life you dream of is not built by a single act of courage, but by 1,000 small acts of discipline and faith that no one ever sees. It's not about finding 5 extra hours in your day. It's about claiming the first 15 minutes as your own, as sacred. It's the most important investment you will make in your soul and your future. It is your daily practice that builds your unstoppable destiny. If you are tired of starting and stopping, of big promises and small results, and you are ready to embrace the silent, exponential power of the daily 1%, then your journey begins today. Make a commitment to yourself. Like this video as a sign of that commitment, and subscribe to Temple of the Mind to receive constant reminders of your power to build, and comment below. To make it real, what will be your first and most important 1% investment in yourself tomorrow? Morning, clarity, control, or conviction? Remember, an unstoppable life is the inevitable result of a relentless daily focus.